Ladies and gentlemen, good day and welcome to Bharat Electronics Limited Q2 FY24 earnings conference call hosted by ICICI Securities. As a reminder, all the participant lines will be in the listen-only mode and there will be an opportunity for you to ask questions after the presentation concludes. Should you need any assistance during the conference call, please signal an operator by pressing star then 0 on your touchtone phone. Please note that this conference is being recorded. I now hand the conference over to Mr. Amit Dixit from ICICI Securities. Thank you, and over to you, Mr. Dixit.
Thank you, Sagar. Good morning, everyone. On behalf of ICICI Securities, I welcome all the participants for Bharat Electronics Limited Q2 FY24 earnings conference call. At the outset, I would like to thank the management for giving us an opportunity to host this call. From the management side today, we have Mr. Bhanu Prakash Srivastava, Chairman and Managing Director, Mr. Damodar Bhattat S, Director Finance and CFO, and Mr. Srinivas S, Company Secretary. We will start the call with opening remarks from the management and then we will open the floor for an interactive Q&A. Without much ado, I would hand over the call to Mr. Srivastava to take this forward. Over to you, sir.
Good morning to all of you. That half-yearly performance of Bharat Electronics has been reasonably good. We have achieved a turnover of rupees 7,365 crores as compared to previous half years of 6,960 crores, with a growth of 5.82%, which is slightly lower because of some disturbances in Karnataka during last week. So a couple of hundred of our dispatches could not reach to destination, and that was some spillover. Somewhere or other also because of these disturbances and holidays, some spillover there. But we are right on the track when we consider our yearly projections of growth between 15 to 17%. We have done well because of product mix on the profit front, where our PBT has increased to rupees 1777 crores as compared to rupees 1403, with a growth of 26.64%. EBITDA also has increased to 22.66%. This is primarily due to the type of product mix which we handled in first half year. Overall, yearly, if you see that our projections of the EBITDA between 21 to 23%, we hold good. So, order book is good. We projected a order inflow of more than 20,000 crores this financial year. Good progress in our customer side, and more than 15,000 crore order we have already clocked till now. So that's all from my side. We are open for questions.
Thank you so much. We will now begin the question and answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1 on their touchtone phone. If you wish to remove yourself from the question queue, you may press star and 2. Participants are requested to use handsets while asking a question. Ladies and gentlemen, we will wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. The first question is from the line of Deepak Krishnan from Kotak Institutional Equities. Please go ahead.
Hi, sir. Thank you for the opportunity. Maybe just wanted to check on the order inflow, given that we've crossed 15,000 crore plus. Except the fuse order, any large order that we're sort of expecting in the second half of the year, or are we sort of done for the year as such?
Fuse order is there in the process. See, these are big orders where long process in MOD process. So it's going and coming, and it will come. Apart from that, there are 2 orders still left out. You remember we projected about NGOPV that from Goa Shipyard and GRSC, which is still under final negotiation. So that is one order, and another is the EW system for ships, Shakti. So these 2 are the other major orders which are in pipeline apart from fuse.
Sure, sir. Maybe could you also highlight the quantum of revenue that was sort of spilled over to the quarter 3? How big was the quantum, and because we sort of sticking to our guidance of 15 to 17%.
Spillover around 400 crores spillover.
Okay, sir. Sure, sir. Those were my questions, and I'll get back to you.
Thank you so much. The next question is from the line of Renu Baid from IIFL Securities. Please go ahead.
Yeah, good morning, and thank you for the opportunity. So my first question is, can we share some inputs and details on how was the revenue mix between our portfolio and services for the first half and second quarter, and between defense and non-defense for 2Q and for the first half?
For the manufactured products and services, it was 90% and 10%. 90% on products and 10% on services. And
for the second quarter?
I'm telling for the first half.
Got it. Sure.
I'm telling for the first half. And for the defense and non-defense, it was 71% and 29%. Because in the first half, we have sold EVM, VVPATs. So it was 71 and 29 for non-defense.
Got it. What portion of the EVM, VVPAT is still pending in the backlog?
EVM, VVPAT is almost completed. There is no backlog pending as of now.
Got it. Sure. Secondly, sir, with the ongoing war that we see in Israel, what kind of impact can one anticipate on the execution of LRSAM, if any? And any other projects where we have dealing with the Israeli partners? So can you elaborate a bit more potential risk on supply chain components or project execution here?
See, we have been in touch with our all partners in Israel, and they have assured us that they will do everything possible to minimize the impact. As of now, this war is only for a very short duration. So impact will be seen only after around a month or two. But what our partner has assured that they will do their best to minimize the impact. So let us see. LRSAM, yes, things are progressing in Israel. Only challenge is that shipment also has happened. Some of the shipments they have affected, but we'll see. Wait and watch. But what they have assured is that they will make sure that at the end of the financial year, all their commitments are met.
So can this also imply that during pandemic we had seen when supply chain was disrupted, there was a higher share of local content which came to Indian vendors and contractors from LRSAM and accelerated localization. So can this also imply that because of the disruptions in the region on supply chain and with the local companies there, they may give a higher share of bought outs and portion of the business to our supply chain vendors for localizing and supplying ahead of timelines?
I don't think this is happening in a very short term because LRSAM is a big project with complex technology. So localization is going on as per what work share arrangement we have in the current contract and what work share we are discussing for a future contract also, where definitely our endeavor is to continuously increase the localization. But if you see that short term in this financial year with this complex technology, I don't see any significant impact in the localization and that whatever is coming from Israel.
Sure. And related to this, can you also add what is the kind of localization content which was targeted by the end of this year or for the current fiscal on LRSAM project?
The current project, if you see, it's more or less around 60-40. If you see the total project, 60% indigenous content and around 40% imported one. That is what is there, in which is in a graded manner in this current contract. See, these are big contracts spread over years. So that localization starts with a higher import content in initial phases of the project, which keeps on increasing to a higher local content when we progress the project and come to an end. So on an average, it is you can take 60%, but initially it was import content was high. Now we are moving more and more towards indigenous content. But that is a very planned exercise. This type of conflicts and all, it will not be impacting any significantly that composition.
Sure. And lastly, can you also elaborate on exports? How has it been for the first half of the year? And we have pretty aggressive plans to step up exports with some of the friendly and neighboring countries in terms of new order flows. So where are we in terms of increasing the reach and penetration of our export portfolio?
I think we have targeted an export of around $90 million this year, and around $27 million we have reached till this half year.
Okay. Anything on the order flow side?
Order flow side, what we projected, we are right on the track. In fact, we have done well in first half, so things are moving.
Up to first half, it is 15,000 plus, and we stand by the projection of 20,000 plus in the financial year.
Got it, sir. Thanks much. I'll get back with more questions in the queue. Thank you and all the best, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Lavina Quadros from Jefferies. Please go ahead.
Sure. Firstly, sir, congratulations on a good set of results. Just wanted to check, is for the national elections any EVM orders that are expected, pending? Just an update.
No, we have already, EVMs are not ordered just at the time of elections. This is a very planned exercise by Election Commission. So far, 2024 elections and all state elections, whatever are planned to cater the needs of these elections, Election Commission already taken action and we have supplied more or less full quantity. Now only some repair and something work is going on in space.
It's completed. For the EVM VPAT supplies as of now, the major orders all are completed for the elections of 24.
Okay. And sir, on the non-defense side of the business, any updates you'd like to share? Maybe some progress on some of the ventures?
One good news I would like to share what I was telling about our diversification plan. So we were working with AI for air traffic management system. So what with AI we developed first indigenous ATMS. It has been integrated, installed, and it was inaugurated on 26th of October in Bhubaneswar Airport. So now if you fly to Bhubaneswar, your plane will land or take off DL's ATC management system. So that opens up the opportunity for supplying ATMS for C and D category mid-size airports. And as per AI, the business potential in next 1 or 2 years, if you see, is around 40 airports plus. So around another 800, 900 crores. So though its value is small as compared to if you see our overall business, but it's a step in a right direction where we are using our expertise in civilian sector. Now we are in discussion with AI to start development of this ATMS for bigger airports. So we'll also look for opportunity for supplying these systems for export also once we have a presence on a significant number of airports in India. So that is one good thing which has happened.
No, congrats on that, sir. So just to clarify again, 800, 900 crores is the opportunity for the upcoming 40 airports.
Upcoming 1 to 2 years, whatever the new airports are coming are where that old ATMS system is there which has become old and it is to be replaced, upgraded. So that's what opportunities we see in next 2-3 years. I can say that these are there. Hitherto, if we have not done, it would have been imported.
Oh, understood, sir. So just again, this 800, 900 is across the 40 airports. It's not a per airport number, right? Across 800, 900.
Around 40 airports. Every airport around 25 crores, you can say 25 crores because for a smaller airport.
Understood.
Mid-size in smaller airports.
Okay, and then you all will target the bigger airports. And sir,
yes.
Right. So then on the railway side, the automated gates, anything over there?
Yeah, railway side, as we discussed, air traffic, ATS, that automatic train supervision system, which is already in operation on the red line of Delhi Metro. Then we have started developing CBTC, computer-based train control system. Super SCADA we have already done, simulator we have already done. So it's all whole package which is there. So we are working with Delhi Metro and these metros are coming and that will show an opportunity. Another thing what we have done is that first the indigenous platform screen door we have developed and it was installed at Duhai railway station as a part of rapid rail transport system, which was inaugurated by Prime Minister, I think, on 20th of October, where he inaugurated our system also. And based on that, Ministry of Housing and Urban Development, MoHUA Authority, they have issued a letter also to all metro putting this PSD in positive indigenization list. So as of now, we are the only OEM in India offering this. Of course, others will come, but it will take time because it needs certification. So that also will give some business opportunity for various metro. We have already got the inquiry from, I think, Kochi Metro, from Chennai Metro, from Madhya Pradesh also we got the inquiry, Patna also. So now work has started. So once the development efforts are done, then you get the business.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much. The next question is from the line of Harshit Patel from Equirus Securities. Please go ahead.
Hi, sir. Thank you very much for the opportunity. Sir, my first question is on the indigenous version of the LR-SAM. I believe the project name is Kusha. So, where is that at the moment? I mean, what stage of design and development is going on? Any timelines you can share by when these systems will be, this DRDO developed systems could be productionized, if at all? And I think these systems the MOD was planning to install on the NGMVs on the next generation corvettes, for which either orders are already placed or I think NGC's the RFP is going to be issued. So where are we in this scheme of things in this indigenous version of LRSAM?
Kusha project is a big project, and we are involved in development of some subsystems of a Kusha project which is going on. So it's at developmental stage, so it is very difficult to predict timeline here. But as far as NGC is concerned, this is also in progress. Let us see whether NGC, my opinion, NGC, they may go for a proven system, and for other platforms which will come, that indigenous system of LRSAM will come. Because NGC is faster, it is in a near pipeline. But at that time, indigenous system may not be proven. That is what my guesswork is there. But then I'm not privy to exact detail of Kusha projects, because we are development partner of some of the subsystems. Total project status is known only to DRDO.
Understood. So my second question is on the male class of UAVs. I believe we have been jointly working with HAL on this Tapas and its weaponized version Archer. So could you give us an update in terms of stage of trials and testing by the customers, possible quantum of orders, our work share in that, and any timelines that you can share?
This type of mail that platforms, they are being developed by that DRDO, HAL and BL. Our contribution is mostly on payloads. So these are at various stages, but at this point of time, see, unless this is proven, and then it's very, very difficult for us to predict what will be the quantity and how much they will order, because it all depends upon what is the performance and what is the achievement and how is the confidence that customers are there. So difficult to predict.
Sure, sir. Thank you very much for answering my questions, and all the best.
Thank you so much. The next question is from the line of Dipen Vakil from InCred Equities. Please go ahead.
Thank you for the opportunity, sir. So my first question is on the lines of our order book. So we have an order book of almost around 687 billion. So is it possible for you to give a bifurcation of major products in our order book and their execution timeline?
Yes, we can give you. See, timelines, if you see that these orders normally get concluded in 3 to 4 years. So 3.5 years, 4 years, they keep on coming, and depending upon what are timeline. But if you see that major distribution of these is LRSAM is one, which is around 7,000 crores. Then we got the Akash Prime order from EDF, which is around 3,700. Himshakti, then NPR Rudra, battlefield surveillance system around 2,000 crore. Of course, ISECS leftover is only 2,000 crore. So there are many these type of products are there. These are some big projects, but many hundreds of lines, because our presence is, if you see, in business with all land, sea, air, everywhere we are there. So you won't find one single project taking that portion of the full order book. It's all culmination of hundreds of small or medium-sized orders, which constitute 68,000 crores.
Thank you for that, sir. So my second question is on the lines of any new areas where you're expecting major orders coming from, say maybe in FY24, maybe in space division or UAV division.
See, these new areas we are working in many areas. I tell so civil aviation we are working, metro we are working, some projects we are working, even for railways we are working. Then our diversification in arms and ammunition, sir. So we have tied up, you remember that we signed an MOU with the IAI for some missile projects, long range articles like that. So these are the area where we are working. But when you work and diversify in the area, there is a certain timeline. So conversion is not within 1 year or 2 years. You work on big projects, it takes time. So our core area, we continue to grow, and these all diversified area, what I was mentioning, it will grow in the next 2-3 years, that the once that this is matured and we enter the business.
Got it, sir. Got it. So lastly, sir, on capex, sir, what would have been your capex in first half, and where do you expect the
capex? We have planned around 800 crores in this
700 to 800 during the current year, and up to first half it is 250 crores. Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, first half the capex was 250 crores, and the current year we are planning 700 to 800 crores. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible. As there is no response from the line of participant, we will take the next question. The next question is from the line of Tina Virmani from Motilal Oswal Financial Services. Please go ahead.
Hi, sir. My question is regarding your order inflow pipeline. You talked about these large-sized orders on the defense side, which can come up over next 6 months to 1 year. Can you quantify the size of these orders, particularly the NG, OMB, and the other ones on the defense side? And also, if you can quantify on the non-defense pipeline, how is it looking like? You have talked about airport, air traffic management and all, but are there any other ventures where you can actually see some large or mid-sized projects materializing over near to medium term?
No, these all, if you see the diversified products, this initial values will not be large. This will be smaller values. Only they will be culminating in large when this program gets bigger and bigger. As far as pipelines are concerned, that's what I told. Fuses is around 4,000 crores. NGOPV is around 2,500 crores. And then there is a BMP tank upgrade, which may come by next year, starting another 3,000 crores. It may come 2,007 to 3,000. Of course, PNC and all it will happen. So some value here and there. It will then EW system, where PNC has happened, it is around 2,000 crores. So these are all in pipeline, which will either come in end of this financial year or beginning of next financial year.
Okay. And any further progress on QRSAM, sir, during this particular quarter?
Any on? Yes, sir.
QRSAM.
These are big things, so it will take time. See, the fuse itself, if you see, after we became L1 and then PNC concluded, this is taking so much time, because in government process, this so many steps are involved. In every step, there are clarifications, there are questions, they have to be answered. So QRSAM also, trials are all completed. We have given the budgetary code. Now they have to take A1. In process of A1 also, it has to go through various stages ultimately. So it will take time.
Got it, sir. My last question is regarding your other expenses. Your other expenses have moved up in the current quarter. So does it include any kind of provision in the current quarter?
No, not provision. Actually, as the business volume increase, these are the normal manufacturing expenditures which have gone up with the business volume. Like it could be traveling, it could be certain other direct expenditures that way. It is in line with the business volume, basically.
Okay, got it, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much. The next question is from the line of Arvind from Value Quest Investment Advisors Private Limited. Please go ahead.
Hello, am I audible, sir?
Yes, good morning.
Fantastic, sir. A good set of results. I just wanted a couple of clarifications, sir. Typically, historically, when we look, H1 of any year is lower in execution compared to H2. Still, perhaps I did not catch it, but if you could just shed some light on why overall the revenue booking was on the lower side. Of course, you clarified for the margins that it was a superior product mix. And the second thing we wanted to ask is, what are the liquidated damages terms? Because if orders are taken in and due to any issues like, say, the Israel issue or the Russia issue the last time, the supply chains, then how does our liquidated damages situation play out in such a case? And
there are two aspects. One, you talked about execution front. Yes, you are right. The type of product mix which we are dealing, which are big complex systems, normally tendency is that the performance peaks during Q4. It starts peaking from the end of the Q3 and peaks at the Q4 because we start integrating the system. It has to go through various types of testing, trial, and any iteration because these complex systems, something happened, I planned in Q2 and then there was some performance issue or some observations and then you have to repeat the thing. It usually spills over to Q3 or something in Q3 spills over to Q4. But since we have already completed manufacturing as per plan, so revenue recognition may shift to next quarter, but work is already complete. So traditionally, if you see that historically also, Q3 and especially Q4 are heavy in our kind of setups. Second, as far as liquidity damages are concerned, yes, if there are delays, the moment delays happen, we put the provision for LD. But then if the delays are beyond our control, force majeure clause, peace conflicts and all there, we put up to our customer with all justification. And many of the cases, they consider it was waive of the LD, and that's how we reverse the provisions also. That's what we do.
Very well, sir. And just another thing, sir. So if you're looking at completion of orders over this financial year, what would be some of the larger items that you could perhaps give some color on how our execution cycles will shape up over the remainder of this year and the next year? And that's it from my side, essentially. Thank you.
Here, our execution, if you see, it is last time is one which will give that some good revenue. And then some of the EW projects which we are doing that will give revenue, some of radar systems, if you see. So these are the things, and then many sonar systems are there, communication systems are there, radio systems are there. So it's all, if you see our product, it's hundreds of lines, more than 500 lines, which constitute that what we are targeting 20,000 crore, starting from 50 lakh, 1 crore to 2,000 crore.
Very well. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir. All the best. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Jonas Bhutta from Birla Mutual Funds. Please go ahead.
Congratulations, sir, on a great set of numbers. So just picking up one thing from your comment was that IACCS still accounts for about 2,000 crores worth of the order book. This seems to be running quite delayed. Is there a risk of LD in this project? if you can talk about that or whether that's already been provided in the in FY23. And by when, do you expect this revised timelines for this project? Because this was to be followed up by a significantly large AMC contract and then probably even a third phase of IACCS. So if you can just talk about IACCS a bit.
See, IACCS is, as you understand, it's a very complex and first of its kind. I can say that in India and globally also, very few countries they have projects of this magnitude and this complexity. As far as if you see that execution is concerned, it is two parts, overground systems and underground systems. Overground systems are already installed, up running, and AMC has started. Now, biggest challenge was for underground systems. It's parallelly two phases if you see. One is that civil structure, that underground, and second is that software development of batch 3, which will be ultimately replace that what batch 2 or final operational version which we have installed for overground. So these two are parallelly going on. Yes, delay has been there because of the complexity of the project systems involved, and of course Corona has taken a toll, not only in India, outside also, where many of complex systems were supposed to come from foreign country, get it installed, and that has delayed. And we have represented it to MOD also, and at various stages, and it is under consideration. As far as execution is concerned, the major challenge is to install it in first at least two sites, so that the final version in batch 3 is proved. So we are progressing well. Batch 3 final version factory acceptance test is going on. When you go for FAT, then there are observations by FAT team which we have to liquidate. So things are going on. Similarly, civil structure, if you see that 2 of the sites more or less complete. So target is that by this financial year, minimum at least two sites becomes operational. That will give confidence to customer also, and then it becomes replication of remaining sites. So yes, there has been delay, but seeing the complexity of the system and seeing that this type of systems are available with very, very few countries in the world, we are very confident that what we are delivering to the customer, they will take it positively and in terms of LD. In fact, we have not provisioned LD as of now because we are confident that we will.
Presently, we are within the timeline phase, so we are not provisioned any LD as far as IACCS is concerned. And of course, as you said, we have already approached the customer, considering the complexity of the project, to consider the extensions without LD.
Got it. And is it safe to assume that only once this project is complete, then the AMC order and the follow-on order comes through, or things can progress simultaneously?
Overground systems which is up running, we are already under AMC, and as and when these systems come in the stream and warranty is completed, AMC gets started.
Got it. And my second question was more bookkeeping in nature. If DF can provide the value of contract assets and customer advance.
I'll tell you.
As of first half.
Contract asset is around 5,700 crores as on 39. And customer advance is around 15,000 crores.
Got it. Thanks a lot and all the very best.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Viraj from Jupiter Financial. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Good morning, sir, and congratulations on a good set of numbers. My question is, what is comprehensive income, sir? Actually, I couldn't understand that. So.
This is relating to the actuarial valuation which we do for leave encashment and medical schemes. In line with the actuarial valuations, that comes into the other comprehensive income. What we done in line with the accounting standards.
Okay. And sir, we saw top line growth of 5%. Will we for the whole year we just growth of 5%, or we see the top line growth accelerating now?
No, presently it's around 6% growth for the first half. Current year guidance we currently maintain at 15 to 17% growth over the previous year.
Okay. That's it from my side. Thank you and all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Charanjit Singh from DSP Mutual Funds. Please go ahead.
Hello, sir. Congratulations on good set of numbers. My first question is on the working capital side. If you can touch upon, how should we see the working capital going forward in the second half, with a lot more focus of the government side on maybe the populist measures. So if we can, see some kind of delay in receivables, or if you can touch upon that.
Yeah, as of now, the working capital position remains the current assets and current liabilities are in the range of 1.5, and the bank cash and bank balance is around 8,000 crores as is given in the balance sheet. And as far as the current next half is concerned, as of now, we don't foresee any constraints from the government side. So we expect the working capital position to continue in the same manner in the second half also.
Okay. And sir, if we look at, what is the kind of level of indigenous content right now in the overall, revenues, what we are doing, and in the current order backlog also, what will be the level of indigenous content we'll have?
See, if you see, we are electronics company, so around 30% imported components are always there, around 28 to 30%. We are aware that charge chips, ICs, components where the infrastructure is not there in the country. Over and above, if it is our own design products, indigenous content, remaining will be indigenous content. If it is an imported content like what I told about LRSAM or any TOT projects, their indigenous content will be less and import content will be high. So you can say that 30% component and overall around 40%, 35 to 40% will be our import content.
Okay. And sir, in the past you also touched about SaaS as a one of the segment which you wanted to evolve, and software as a service.
Yeah.
So but of late we have not heard a lot in terms of what is the thought process there, how well it is evolving. If you can just highlight where we are in that overall journey of SaaS as a service.
Yeah, see, software as a service, yes, it's a business line where we are targeting, but what is happening, the way we are growing and the way our software group is there, most of the products now are software intensive products, our own products, what we see. So majority of our resources are all engaged in developing the software for our own system. So you don't see as a separate standalone software business coming. But most of our products, it contains significant amount of software where our resources are engaged. And nonetheless, teams are working to bring out independent software products also. So we'll see that in future how we move in that.
As far as a significant contribution for direct services is concerned for software, it will take quite some time. It's not going to happen instantly. As we have been presently, of course, all your in-house products are also using the in-house software. And in the long term only, this will give some material value.
Got it, sir. So just lastly on the export side, if you can also touch upon, kind of pipeline which could be building up, while you have touched upon this year, what is our target? But do we see that in next maybe 2 years, 3 years, the exports can become a substantial portion for us? How is the pipeline building up there?
See, exports, if you see, it's a government priority also. As of now, we have an order book of around 2,500 crores, around $300 million. This year we are targeting around $90 million in export. There are many leads are there where we are working with our partners, working with government of India for friendly countries, many systems. But these are the things where unless, because these are all other countries also targeting those, so it is premature or not advisable to disclose those leads till formal contract is signed. But yes, our target is to increase the export significantly, and it should come in next 1 or 2 years.
Got it, sir. So thanks a lot for taking my questions and all the best for the future. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Amit Dinde from Morgan Stanley. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Hello, sir. So, sir, I just wanted to understand what are the areas which can drive your medium-term growth outperformance. One you had highlighted earlier that you would be looking to increase the share of orders from HAL from 10 to 25%. Other we are exploring like areas like SaaS, etc. What are the other areas which can contribute to a continued growth momentum going forward?
Growth momentum will be maintained with our core products, C4I systems, missile systems, whether it is a QR-SAM, LR-SAM, or the related VLSR-SAM. These are the big projects, radar systems, radar upgrades, tank electronics, EO systems, and related big projects like upgrade programs for tanks, BMPs. So these are our core. They will definitely give a major push or major momentum to our growth. Apart from that, what I told you about diversification, yes, we are working, but the content of this diversified product will not be that high. So definitely growth momentum will be maintained by our traditional core products where there is a significant potential or opportunities available in the country and exports.
Right. And on the space front, how do you see the opportunity shaping up for BEL? And how is the competitive intensity over there?
Space front, we have some offering. Development work is going on. We are discussing with ISRO also and services also. We had given presentation on all these fronts to relevant authorities also. It will take some time, space front also. But we are in the fray.
Right. Got it, sir. Those are my questions. Thanks.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Gagan Thareja from Ask Investment Managers. Please go ahead. Mr. Thareja, your line is unmuted. Please proceed with your question.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Am I audible? Yeah. Sir, the first question is on the electronic fuses. One private sector participant in the electronic fuse order, Rico Auto, has indicated on its conference call with investors that they expect a retendering of the electronic fuse order because the indigenous content offered by BEL is inadequate and probably lower than 40%. Can you throw some light on that? Is there any possibility of this order being retendered?
Yeah, this is there with the MOD at various stages. So I would not like to comment on this type of speculation. Let us see.
Okay, but currently, are the electronic fuses supplied by BEL?
I can only tell that we are meeting all indigenous requirements what is called for in the tender.
All right. So the second question is, I mean, next year being election year, does the ordering tend to slow down in such an environment in your past experience?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. And the third question, sir, on QR-SAM, I think last you indicated that there was one pending test and then,
No, all trials are over. No, tests and all are over.
So what stage is now this? Has AON been placed for the QR-SAM?
No, they are processing for putting up for AON.
Okay. And recently the Chief of Air Forces talked of, Sukhoi midlife upgrades with the ASR radars and also of additional 100 LCA Mark 1A and also 150 or more light combat helicopters. What is BEL's scope of work in all of these three?
These are all announcements. Let it come on ground, then we will tell.
Okay, sir. Last one, sir. Gross margins, while they tend to vary across quarters because of the kind of projects that you book in any given quarter. How should we think of the sustainability of what we have seen in 2Q, or what could be sustainable gross margins for the full year?
No, we have indicated an EBITDA margin of 21 to 23 and gross margin of 40 to 42%. So we stand by that for the financial year.
Thank you, sir. I'll get back in the queue.
Thank you so much. The next question is from the line of Amit Anwani from Prabhudas Lilladher. Please go ahead.
Hi, so thanks for taking my question. So my first question on the execution, you did mention that there's a spillover and still we are looking for 15-20%. So that way the implied revenue for H2 would be about 13,000, and it'll be getting at least 5 to 6,000 crore worth of more order intake. So it'll be closing order book at around 60,000 with the duration of 3.5-4 years. For FY25 and onward, for the good growth, are we, we will at least be needing 23,000-24,000 worth of orders to have at least 8 to 10% growth. And seeing that FY24 we are still closing at 60,000 would not be a major growth. So what are your thoughts on this? And FY25, is there any meaningful order intake if you can share? So you was just breaking.
Sorry to interrupt, sir. From the management line, there is a lot of echo and the line was breaking.
Am I audible now?
Yes, sir, better.
Yeah. So these big ticket programs, they are expected next year. So I think that we will be able to maintain a reasonable growth momentum.
So are we expecting
many big ticket programs we are working, which we will share with you once that some progress happens. It's premature to tell when at initial stages these big ticket programs. Once a significant progress happens, we'll share with you. But I can only assure you that these order acquisitions, that value will increase with the passage of time.
Right. But anything where AON is received or in pipeline for next 12-18 months?
No, not as of now.
Okay. And second, sir, I might have missed on this 400 crore spillover. What was the reason for this?
That's what I told her. Some 2 days strike happened. Holidays were there in the initial first, second, third. So those systems were cleared. They could not reach destination. Your contract term is at FY destination. So unless it reaches there, you cannot recognize the revenue. These were some of the reasons. That's why they could not.
This was related to any platform?
See, something was going to MDS, something was going to Visakhapatnam Navy. So.
Okay, sir. So, second thing I wanted to understand on the Triton, we were working on a prototype of large battery 2-3 quarters back. You did announce that there could be LOI of 8,000 crore worth of orders over the next 2-3 years. Any update on that prototype?
I don't think anything has happened. We have supplied to them that initial prototype. Is still waiting for to hear from them.
Right, sir. And the current order intake of 15,300, how much was the non-defense in this?
It is mostly defense only.
Everything is defense.
15,000 maximum is defense only.
Sure, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. The next question is from the line of Prabir from Ratnabali. Please go ahead.
Thank you, sir. Good morning. Taking a cue from the last question, sir, you are associated with the development program of airborne radars for especially this Mark 1A. And so I wanted to, can you throw some light? What is the status of the development? Have you supplied the prototype? What is the status? This is the question, sir.
There was a delay from our side in supplying that, and one of our private sector persons in this company has already supplied. So let us see. We are working on that. this airborne radar for LCMR.
My second question is, you have pointed that you are trying to get into this arms and ammunition segment. So is this grenade ammunition, mines or drones? Can you please specify the same?
No, arms and ammunition basically are with explosives, so glide bombs and then some missile projects we are starting with IAI. So these are the businesses where it will be amounting to certain amounts of content of explosive. That's why we have taken the Tamil Nadu explosives also on lease, 30-year lease. But then it is a new business for us, so it will take some time before we enter into it.
Okay, and any update on Akash NG?
Akash?
Akash NG?
NG. Akash NG, I think trial is going on. So exact status I don't have as of now. I'll let you know.
Okay, thank you, sir. That's all from me.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, in order to ensure that the management is able to address questions from all the participants, please limit your questions to 2 per participant. Should you have follow-up questions, you can please rejoin the queue. The next question is from the line of Abhijit from Yes Securities. Please go ahead.
Hello.
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Yeah. Good morning, sir. Congratulations on a very good set of results. So my question is on the distribution between the revenue distribution between defense and non-defense going forward, like in the next 2-3 years. So how do we look at the non-defense contribution, especially when we're entering into a number of non-defense areas like metros, battery pack supply, and etc. So how do we look at the non-defense, contribution? Because in the last 5-6 years, it has remained in the range of 10 to 20%, and some years it has reduced to 10%. And we've been talking about 20 to 25% on a forward basis. So, sir, what would be the timeline when we have a significantly more contribution from non-defense? So that would be my first question. Hello.
Ladies and gentlemen, the line for the chairperson seems to have disconnected. Please hold while we reconnect. Yes, we have the line for the management back again. So, Mr. Abhijit, can you please repeat your question once again?
Sure. Sir, my question is on the non-defense segment of the business. A few years back, we talked about increasing the non-defense revenue share to 20 to 25%. And the last few years, it has ranged between 10, 15, around that range. And sir, we've been trying to get into a number of areas like, the metro, the TCAS, and SAS, etc. So, sir, what would be the timeline going forward in the next 3 to 4 years? If you can comment on the timeline where we can increase this non-defense revenue share in our overall portfolio. That is the first question.
So the way things are going on, though we are trying to increase the revenue from non-defense, defense revenue also is growing faster than non-defense. So our share of defense is getting at around 85-90%, 85% as compared to non-defense. So the way defense revenue is growing up, I don't think that 75-25 will be able to achieve in next 2-3 years. Defense will remain predominant, that our share in next 2 to 3 years.
Current year, we could be in the range of 85-15. 85 for defense, 15 for non-defense.
All right. So the next question, sir, for FY24, what would be the revenue contribution from the EVM business? And what would be the impact on the gross margin profile for the sales happening through EVMs?
Current year, the contribution from EVM VPAT is around 1100 crores. 1100 crores. Yeah, what else do you ask?
And sir, this would be gross margin dilutive or I mean the profile remains same, gross margin?
As we tell, generally we don't comment on the which segment what it is. We tell overall gross margin will be in 40-42 range. We can't comment on whether this will dilute or increase. We cannot comment on the individual product.
Thank you, sir. I'll join back in queue.
Right.
Thank you so much. The next question is from the line of Rakesh Rai from Omkara Capital. Please go ahead.
Question. The government has recently released A1 for new long-range interceptor missile. Is it totally same project? It looks as LRSAM or is it totally different project, sir?
Yeah, I have to check it, sir.
We need to check it up.
Okay, right, sir. Okay, sir. I have one question, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, due to time constraints, that was the last question. I now hand the call over to Mr. Amit Dixit from ICICI Securities. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, thanks, Sagar, and thanks everyone for attending this call and the fruitful discussion that we had this morning. And thank you, Mr. Srivastava, for very patiently answering the questions and time given to us. I would like to hand over the call to Mr. Srivastava now for any closing comments. Over to you, sir.
Well, thank you very much. Thanks all investors for showing interest in Bharat Electronics and coming and participating in conference call. I can only assure all of you that we are on track. What we gave the guidance in the start of the financial year, definitely we are going to achieve those figures. Thank you.
Thank you. On behalf of ICICI Securities, that concludes this conference. Thank you for joining us, and you may now disconnect your lines.